In this edition of the Parliament Report, State opening of Parliament on April 14, report on defamation law approved by Senate, and hostility shifted from Meadows inquiry stage to the Senate. April 11 has been set for the prorogation of Parliament, bringing the curtains down on the 2010-2011 parliamentary or legislative year. This closing off of the current parliamentary year will give way to the state opening of Parliament on April 14, ushering in the 2011-2012 legislative year. The state opening of Parliament is usually coloured with pomp and pageantry. On this day, Governor-General, His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen, will deliver the throne speech, which provides a synopsis of the government's legislative agenda and plans for the new financial year. The estimates of expenditure for the new financial year will be tabled on April 14. Following its tabling, the Standing Finance Committee of the House will examine the estimates between April 19 and 21. Finance Minister Audley Shaw will open the budget debate on April 28. His opposition counterpart, Dr. Omar Davies, will respond on May 3. Opposition leader Portia Simpson-Miller will make her contribution to the debate on May 5. The Prime Minister, Bruce Golding, will make his presentation on May 10, with Shaw closing the debate on May 11. The Upper House of Parliament on April 8 approved the report of a joint select committee which reviewed Jamaica's defamation laws. However, debate on the far-reaching recommendations, which will shape amendments to Jamaica's defamation laws, did not take place without controversy. It appears as if the stage has shifted from the just concluded Meadows Commission of Inquiry to the Senate. Opposition Senator K.D. Knight argued that public officials should be held to a higher standard under the defamation laws. Knight says he was struggling to accept the presumption of a good reputation for public officials. According to the senior lawmaker, public officials sometimes get away with certain forms of behavior because the media are afraid to publish as they may be open to lawsuits. He said, "Public officials have let us down, and I don't think that the society can allow the legacy of, according to them, the presumption of a good reputation." According to Knight, they mislead, they lie, and they are corrupt in the use of their power. Why should we accord public officials the same treatment as the average citizen when these are the persons in authority? And the leader of government business in the Senate, Dorothy Lightbourne, accused one of her colleagues of using the Senate to further a political agenda. She was debating the report of a joint select committee, which reviewed recommendations of the Justice Hugh Small Committee. The Justice Small Committee submitted proposals to change aspects of the defamation law. A strident and seemingly agitated Lightbourne told her colleagues on April 8 that no amount of pretense can cover up rude, disgraceful, and abusive behavior. Lightbourne said, "At the end of the day, the public will be the judge. It is very heartening that at this point, the public have been expressing their disgust and rejection of this kind of behavior." During her presentation, Senator Knight rose on a point of order. Indicating that her remarks were directed at him, Knight noted that one has a right to speak to reputation as is set out in the report. While Knight was on his feet, Lightbourne stood and demanded to know the point of order. President of the Senate, Oswald Harding, signaled that Knight should continue. However, at the end of his comments, he did not state the point of order. Lightbourne continued, describing Knight's intervention as a diversion. Government Senator Dennis Meadows has charged that undesirable elements have infiltrated the media. He was debating the report of a joint select committee which reviewed the Justice Small Committee report on Jamaica's defamation laws. Meadows told his colleague senators on April 8 that some media personnel were not concerned about the public interest. He said these persons were serving their own interest. He called on the journalism fraternity to safeguard the noble profession against persons who had their own agendas. And that's it for another edition of the Parliament Report. Until the next bulletin, I'm Edmond Campbell saying, walk good.